Well, it seems I've been requested to do a Pez review. Now, I only have 2 of the possible 3, or well, sometimes 4, Pez Thomas toys. However, hopefully I'll be able to show you Toby, with help from Leokimvideo. Anyway, I have Thomas and Percy, the 2 probably most well-known engines in the railway range. Now, Leokimvideo has already done a very thorough review, but I just like to add a few things that I've observed with these toys. Now, first of all, is the choice of engines. They made Percy, as you can see here. As pointing out, the detail is very nice. His wheels piston arrangement isn't quite accurate, but it does suffice. And we have Thomas, who once again, a very nice face, very detailed, and very nice, cute, and rather in scale, which is surprising. Now, also produced in this series in Japan was almost all the Steam Team plus extras, but in Australia, all that has been available has been Percy, Thomas, and James, of which I do not own. In America, I believe they've also released a Toby, and that is where my friend Leokimvideo got Toby from. And so hopefully I'll better review him, but I believe that's an odd choice of engines to make. I mean, why not make the entire range? Surely there would have been more profits for both Tomy and Pez had they made all the engines. But anyway, I think what I can do is, unlike Leokimvideo, show you a different kind of size comparison. Here we go. Here are 3 Thomases of the same sort. Now we've got the Pez Thomas, which actually is the largest. And then we've got this in-between size Thomas. Now, this is actually a Thomas from quite an old, also candy toy. I can't actually remember what they were called. However, they sort of, if any of the viewers know what they are, please tell me. It was sort of like a plastic dome, and all of them would have a toy on top. In this case, it was Thomas. I do have a Percy, and I believe there were things like Buzz Lightyear and Toy Story. And then beneath them was a canister full of candy. Now, this Thomas is remarkably similar to the Gacha Thomas, except it is of a slightly different scale, as we can see here. A little bit bigger, and the face is rather different. Of course, you know, the absence of eyebrows is something quite interesting. And so as we can see, there's the Pez Thomas here, then in scale with some Thomases around the same size. And so you can see that there's been a huge difference in size between these 2 candy Thomases. Once again, now I can show you that this is the Pez Thomas, and this is the strange sort of weird candy Percy. You can see this one's a bit worse for wear. See, there's the bit where it's been broken off its little stand. These toys aren't actually supposed to be removed, so I don't see the playability in them. But anyway, and then here you go. Also, once again, these 2 are very similar. And so we can see the size difference, and even the face difference here. Have a look at this. We have this first facial expression, which is reasonably good. Definitely the best of a bad bunch. But I wouldn't say this is the greatest Percy face, but it's a pretty good try. This one's just an ordinary face. Once again, it's missing Percy's signature triangle eyebrows. And then there's this face, which is really off. I mean, it's happy, but that's about as far as it goes. I wouldn't call it Percy's face. So yeah, there's an interesting size comparison of these. But now onto something else which I've discovered. A sort of hidden side to these Pez toys. Something which Leokimvideo in his conversion video does. Now Leo, you'll be pleased to see that I've copied your conversion. However, I used a SanDisk cruiser blade and filed away the sides so it fit inside. But there's one problem with this conversion job. Look at this. Now this Thomas had a defect, hence the fact I used it. But look at the wear and tear which has been suffered simply by sitting in my bag. I mean, I've tried to make it as correct as I can, but we can see that all Thomas's paint is scratching off. His roof went almost entirely blue. I've tried to attack it with a permanent marker, but it hasn't worked very well. His face there has a chip out of it. And in general, we can see that there's this general rubbing off of the paint, because as we know, the plastic here on these engines is very soft. And so, now I pose the question. Although I don't want to criticize this conversion in any way, I have to say these engines don't seem to be very practical because they simply can't withstand the pressure and the stress that a USB is expected to go under. I mean, I just throw this in my pocket, or, you know, put it in my bag whenever I need to plug it into a computer, and we can already see that Thomas really isn't looking great. And this has only been probably 2 months, 3 months of conversion. So now I'm going to ask, not just you, Leo, but everyone, do you think there's any possible way that we can make Pez toys convert better? Because they are the perfect size for a thumb drive. But if they're going to turn out like this, is it really worth all the effort? And then, if we do want to make a USB, then do we want to carry it around? I mean, no one really wants a USB that they're afraid to, use because, oh no, I'm going to take a chunk out of it. So anyway, that's just my little quick rerun and just point out a few interesting facts about these Pez Thomases. Hopefully I'll be able to upload a video of the Toby of this, if I manage to get in contact with Master. But until then, I say that these are actually very good Thomas merchandise. And if you're a Thomas fan, they're definitely a must. However, they have been harder and harder to find in Australia. I actually can't find them anymore, and haven't been able to for the last few months. Hence the fact I only have 3, and I don't have James. So, as I've said with many of the products that I've been reviewing, if you see them, grab them, because they're going fast.